Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is your main man, Tech Supreme, back with another episode of Rent Free with Tech Supreme. It is me, Tech Supreme. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Doing it a little bit different. I think a couple episodes ago when I relaunched, I said I was going to do it a certain way, and now I'm trying some new things. I got the portable microphone. I got the camera going. So we're not doing it to the computer anymore. We're doing it straight on the camera with this mic. Hopefully it works out. Hope everyone's doing good. I do want to say thank you for all the people who commented on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram about the podcast, giving positive feedback. I do appreciate it. A lot, especially on Facebook. I posted a bunch of clips on Facebook 2 weeks ago and got a lot of good interaction. It was super dope. People were like, "Oh man, this is dope. I'm glad I'm checking it out," etc. So that was really dope to see. So I appreciate that. Now I did miss last week. Now, I record on Fridays. Today is Friday, and I was sick as shit last week. I still tried to push on through the weekend, but I just was not feeling good. So I wanted to rest, and I was going to do it during the week, but I just figured I would just miss this episode, miss the week, because it's not really missing an episode, because I can really do it whenever I want to. But I wanted to just give myself a chance to heal and get some energy back, especially with this weekend. I don't know if you peeped the colors, but it is now Mardi Gras season, officially in St. Louis. Tomorrow is the grand parade, big street celebration. I got a couple homies coming out for the first time, so I'm definitely super excited to kick it with them for that, and just have a good time. We don't have a home base. Normally we have, well, before when I lived there, of course, we had a home base then, but through the years, we've always just kind of like had a plan. And this year, we really don't have a plan. This is also the year that I feel like me and my wife have met the most friends in Soulard, with becoming regulars at Jack Nolan's and all the wonderful people who work and go there socially. And we just have a lot of new friends that I'm really excited to hang out with tomorrow. So I'm just looking forward to Mardi Gras. It's the second biggest Mardi Gras celebration in the United States of America. Definitely not as big as New Orleans, but it is the second biggest. At least that's the rumor, and that's what every St. Louisan is rolling with. So it's super exciting to kick it tomorrow. Yeah, that's just pretty much. I guess I'll have a recap and some video next week because I'm taking my GoPro with me. And if you don't have a GoPro, this thing is absolutely amazing. If you're listening audio wise, you won't be able to know what I'm talking about, but I'm putting up the GoPro Hero 11. This little doohickey is one of the best cameras you could buy for the money and the portability. I took this on our trip to Cabo. Best footage. People to the point where my homie Sergeant Sodium from Nerdy Bitch, shout out to him. He was like, "Yo, what camera is that? It looks so good." And if you haven't seen the blog post, my first one, I am working on the second one. I don't know the format of it or how it's going to look or be, but that is up. I'll link it in the description. So let's get on to the episode. Now, since I'm not in front of my computer, I have my phone with me with my notes on it. So I'll be referencing this a little bit more. The first topic was Ant-Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania came out yesterday. Me and my wife did see it. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody because that's some a-hole thing to do. But I will say that it was, the response that it's been getting is not warranted. It's been getting negative reviews. And as far as an Ant-Man movie, this is the best Ant-Man movie. And it kept it self-contained like all Ant-Man movies are. Ant-Man movies aren't big crossover movies. Like they're not going to have Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Captain America. They reference them, and the plots from those movies directly affect what's happening in this movie, but they're not going to be in it. And I think people are upset that it's not as big and connected, but it really is. I think people just need to allow them to tell the story and not try to expect everything to be in-game Infinity War levels. It's not going to be that. And we got spoiled because at the end of Phase 4, you had No Way Home, which was low-key a crossover movie, and then you had Doctor Strange's Multitude of Madness earlier last year, and that was a big kind of big crossover movie, even though it really wasn't as big as they wanted it to be. People wanted it to be. I also feel like critics on their websites they will say certain things to get a traffic and get attention. And like if they say, "Oh, this movie is fire," I mean they've been doing that for Marvel movies for like 15 years. So there's not them saying it's fire is not going to get them any extra views. Now them saying like nitpicking and saying like, "Oh, it's kind of garbage," that's going to be like, "Oh my god, a Marvel movie's garbage. Why?" Now Eternals, yes, I can understand people not liking Eternals. I liked it. I liked Eternals. But if people don't like it, I understand. I saw the movie. I get it. I can get how people may not like the movie. But knowing what they were saying about Quantumania and then knowing my personal excitement for Jonathan Majors, I had a good time watching it. I don't nitpick. My friend, he likes to clearly define acts in movies and rate the pacing and the swing of it. I just want to see the art that you make. And the art that I enjoyed yesterday was amazing. It was visually stunning, something I haven't never seen before. In-depth quantum realm was fun. The characters were fun. The extras, the supporting cast, so to speak, they were fun. Everything was great about it. The monster designs were dope. The creature designs were dope. The universe they created was a brand new universe. I thought it was dope. Storyline, it was good. It was solid. It was what I wanted it to be. Now, when I left the movie theater, I saw some people I know, and they wanted my opinion, and I told them I don't have an opinion. Now, I do have an opinion, but I like to reserve my opinion for the second viewing. If you know me, you know that I'm a big movie guy. I go to the movies all the time, so I already bought my tickets for next week's. They have a discount day, like a $5 Tuesday. I go there when I'm going solo, just so I can enjoy a movie in the afternoon. That's what you can do when you're an entrepreneur. You can take an afternoon off and go watch a movie, or usually morning actually. And that's really the second time I view a movie is really when I get my opinion going on it. So I have an opinion. It's a solid opinion. I'm going to flush it out the next viewing. So I'll probably I'll probably come back to it and have like a bigger conversation about it. I know me and Caleb are going to do an MC Dudes episode on it, and I hope to get that back in full swing, just like Rent Free and all the other things I'm doing. I want to make sure that I'm attacking everything. But with Marvel stuff, I'm a fanatic, flat out. I think I'm going to get a Marvel Comics tattoo because I think that's just dope. I mean, I've been reading Marvel Comics my entire life, since I could read. It feels like since I could read. And I still have those comics. Thankfully, my father kept them. When I visited him a few years ago, I was able to grab them. But yeah, so I liked Ant-Man. I thought it was fire. I can't wait to see it again. I feel like Jonathan Majors is that guy right now. I hope he continues to see as much success as possible. Paul Rudd is kind of timeless, and he's just such a fun character to the point where like he does everything well. Like he does his comedic timing well, his seriousness well, and he does action well. And he's not really known to be an action guy, but like he's done it so well. So I just really enjoy it. And Evangeline Lilly is awesome. Michelle Pfeiffer murders it. And then of course, what's his name? Michael Douglas. He's awesome too. And he had one scene, and I won't spoil it, but he had one scene that was so fucking badass. Okay, moving on. Since we're talking about comic book movies, let's talk about The Flash. Now, during the Super Bowl, they played a trailer for The Flash, and everyone knows how I feel about Ezra Miller. He is a trash human being. I don't want this movie to come out, but it's coming out. Am I going to watch it? I wasn't going to. I'll be honest with you. It took this trailer to make me want to go see it. The reason why I want to go see it is because, one, the Flashpoint is a crazy great story, and I don't know what they're doing as far as, because I don't read DC Comics, but I don't know how that's going to correlate. I've watched the Flashpoint animated, which DC is definitely stronger in animation than they are in live action. But that trailer looks so good, and they got Michael Keaton in it, and I'm going to go on a limb and say they got Christian Bale in it, reprising his role as Batman, to make it a more of a multiverse thing, which, again, is not, to me, it's like you're following the footsteps of Marvel. It's kind of corny, but, I mean, it is a part of Flash's story. Now, can I separate Ezra Miller from The Flash? I cannot. I'm not going to like Ezra Miller in this movie. I already know this because I don't like him as a human being. I cannot separate art from the person, Period, point blank. Am I going to see it? Yes. Because Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman. Christian Bale is my second favorite Batman. Not saying he's in it, because he may not be. And it looks dope as fuck. Supergirl. I don't know why they call it Supergirl. It should be Superwoman. She looks dope as fuck. I don't even know who that actress is, but she looked like she's about to kill it. So I'm going to give it a chance. Now, my number one problem with this movie, besides Ezra Miller, is the fact that James Gunn is destroying the entire universe. And he's doing a complete reboot, and this is not a part of it. So we're going to get this movie, and that's it. And that's fine, too. You know, it would have been nice to have a continued universe with the Snyder actors. Obviously, that's not the route they're going into. And to be completely fair to Gunn, he has not let me down ever yet. So I'm going to go in it different than I was thinking when they first announced it. I'm gonna go in it with open eyes. Okay, I'm going to give it a shot, give it a chance, because he hasn't let me down. He did great with Guardians of the Galaxy, which are characters that no one really knew. He did great with Suicide Squad 2, which Suicide Squad 1 was not good. And he did great with Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper is one of my favorite TV shows that's comic book themed, period. It made me a huge John Cena fan. So I am completely fine with James Gunn. So I'm going to give him a chance to do what he do. Now, am I upset that he got rid of Henry Cavill as Superman? Absolutely. That's just, he's my Superman. He's my favorite Superman. Just how I say Michael Keaton is my favorite Batman, Henry Cavill is my favorite Superman. And I was present for Christopher Reeves. All right? I was a kid, but I was there. Like, I know what was going on. Like, I knew, like, Christopher Reeves is that guy. And he was. But to me, for who he is off the camera and how he portrayed the Man of Steel, he's my Superman. Now, his Clark Kent left a lot to be desired, but I still loved Henry Cavill in that, and I'm bummed that he's not in it. So, Flash movie, I'm going to watch it. Shazam 2, I like Shazam 1. I own it. I'm going to watch it. I don't know. That might be one of my $5 Tuesday joints, though. Like, real talk. I might not. It's not going to be a Thursday night, me and the wife go thing. I don't think she even gives a shit about Shazam 2, to be completely honest. And I don't think a lot of people do. Even though the first one was fire. Speaking of, okay, so the Flash movie trailer played during the Super Bowl, right? Speaking of, the next topic is the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Shout out to the Eagles. They have a great story. I think Jalen Hurts is amazing. I am super happy that Kansas City won. I am a Missouri guy. I'm from St. Louis. That's why I'm in Soulard, right? Well, I'm not in Soulard, but you get it. But yeah, it was a good win for Kansas City. And it's been some weird discourse about St. Louis claiming Kansas City. But I'm pretty sure when the Rams were in St. Louis and they won the Super Bowl that Kansas City was cheering too. So that's weird. I'm going to like Kansas City because they're a Missouri team and they're winning. So, like, yeah, I'm going to like them. Am I a diehard Chiefs fan? No, I'm not from Kansas City. It's 4 hours away. But am I going to root for them if they're in the Super Bowl? Fuck yeah. Am I happy that a Missouri team won? Fuck yeah, I'm from Missouri. So any other discourse, that's whack. That's corny. Get it out of here. I don't really care. Also, the Super Bowl was basically people are mad about one holding call. But what happens is if your game is called by one bad call, which wasn't even bad call, it was holding. But the timing of it was, should they have called it. But if your game falls on one play, then you played a bad game, right? Like, let's be fair. So was it a bad call? No. Was it an appropriate call? Maybe, right? Did it sway the game? Not really. He would have made it it just made it from either a tough field goal or an easy field goal. That's all it really changed. So all that crying stuff, sports is big for crying, in my opinion. And the Super Bowl halftime show, that was awesome. I loved seeing Rihanna. I love the show. I think I go back to this concept that people just like to be miserable and like to complain. Like, people watch the halftime show to be mad. They The Weeknd gave one of the best performances at a Super Bowl halftime show, and I'm a Weeknd diehard, so of course I'm gonna say that. But he gave odes to House of Balloons. He did everything, huge set, masterfully choreographed, and people were like, "Oh, that was trash." What do you want? Rihanna gets up there, beautifully pregnant, on a platform that's raising super high and dancers is killing it and everyone the music is jamming. People are mad. It wasn't enough features. We don't care. Who cares about cameos? This is Rihanna's Super Bowl. This isn't featuring Rihanna and Friends. It's not that. This is Rihanna. Rihanna, excuse me. I'm sorry. Rihanna. Not Rihanna. Rihanna. So like enjoy it. And I think people, like I said, I think people want to. I think it's either being miserable because they want to be miserable, or because they want clicks and likes, and they want interaction, and they want that serotonin release. Because if they say, "Oh, that was fire," nobody might interact with that one, right? But if they be like, "Oh man, Rihanna was trash," 30 likes, 30 comments, you get the serotonin release. I think a lot of critiques in today's society is because of that, not because of how they genuinely feel. And that's real deep if you really think about it. People, and it's hard for me because I see this, right? And I don't think like I'm like being a pioneer here by saying this, but like I see that people are doing this for engagement. So now I have a problem trusting people's opinions because like now I don't know like, oh, like did you really not like it, or you just saying that because you want engagement, you want some serotonin release? It's weird, man. But I thought Rihanna did a great job. Super Bowl was entertaining. It was a close game the whole time. I really enjoyed that. It's been a while since I enjoyed the actual game, and I really enjoyed this game. Me and my wife didn't have people over. We didn't do any of the things that we normally would do. We didn't have like big. We had, I think we ordered one pizza, and I made some smoked wings, and that was it. And it was fun. Had a couple drinks, chilling, had a great time. Speaking of sports, transitioning to what I believe is the greatest trade, I don't know, event in sports is the NBA. And last week they had the NBA trade deadline. And I love the fact that the NBA really, really shakes up in the offseason and before the trade deadline. Some notables were the Phoenix Suns got Kevin Durant, and the Nets got Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, which are two awesome players. Mikal Bridges is a star. Cam Johnson is fire. Let's see, some other ones that people don't know about is actually the Bucks got Jay Crowder. The Pacers received George Hill and Serge Ibaka among picks and another player. So that's a huge one. Huge. This one I didn't even know about until I'm looking at it right now, that Mason Plumlee got moved to the Clippers. Mason Plumlee was a great addition to the Hornets team this year. So that was very, very surprising. Wow, Cam Reddish got moved to the Trailblazers. I didn't expect that. Thibault, Trailblazers. Man, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I'm just looking at this. It's so funny, too, because John Wall was complaining about when he used to play for the Rockets and how the front office was horrible and it was a horrible culture, and they got him. They traded for him. So, like, that's going to bite him in the ass. Gary Payton got back to the Warriors. Gary Payton Jr. got sent back to the Warriors, which is awesome because I feel like, I mean, he won the championship with them, and I feel like he should never have left. But he's back, so that's awesome. Obviously, they had a good time with him. Mo Bamba is to the Lakers. Now, I guess the big one would be the Lakers. Russell Westbrook got sent to the Jazz, and D'Angelo Russell also got sent to the Lakers, which I think he played with them before. So that's awesome. I think Lakers came out better by getting rid of Westbrook, adding Mo Bamba. He's a solid big man. He's not the best. But then adding, D'Angelo Russell, because he is scorer. He's a scorer, and you need that. And because LeBron can't do it all at his age, period. So man, I don't really do. And then I guess the big one is Kyrie Irving to the Mavericks. I really don't talk a lot about sports on here, but I'm a big basketball fan, big sports fan. So this was a really entertaining couple weeks with the trade deadline. Not too much to say about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the trades if you're into sports. Yeah, man, it's just fun. Nate used to come over after every trade deadline and we'd play a couple games of 2K. He hasn't done that this year. But it's always fun to launch up a new 2K after the trade deadline and try out these teams and see how the dynamic changes, and also to watch on TV, of course. One thing I will say this though, one thing that I loved was NBA 2K this year. They did a a package for $150. You buy the game and you get a year of NBA League Pass. And as someone who pays for League Pass and it's like 30, 40 bucks a month, fucking clutch, bro. Like it's a dub. It's a win. Easily one of the best video game purchases I've bought was that, because I watch League Pass damn near every night. It's fire. Let's see. Last thing I want to talk about. This is serious. I did not want to talk about this early on because I like to set the tone. I want to be more aware of the tone of the podcast episodes. This one, I don't understand how this is not like everywhere. The Turkey, Syria earthquake. That and the Ohio, Palestine and Ohio. I don't understand how this is not still being talked about everywhere. And I don't know too much particulars. It's an earthquake in Syria and Turkey, and it was a devastating earthquake. It hit over 7 on the Richter scale. Aftershocks hit over 7. 44,000 people died. I don't understand how there's no changing of the profile pictures. There's no like deep outrage. This is on the front page of everything. I don't understand it. Like, someone help me understand how 44,000 people died in an earthquake this month, and it's not just the outcries is not there. Like, this is heartbreaking. My heart goes out to the families. There's nothing I can say, but I just want to address that, and also want to address the Ohio-Palestine thing with the pets dying and the government being completely messed up, which is on brand with everything that they've shown us. There's not too much to say about these topics, except that I question why these aren't just blasted everywhere. I have no idea, but it's my duty, because it lives rent-free in my head, to talk about it. And that's kind of it. Like, there's nothing really just to say. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments, or message me on the social media. But definitely heartbreaking. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. So I guess that's the episode. I do want to say thank you for everyone who's been supporting everything I do. Thank you for everyone who bought a hat from It's All Cap. If you can see, I got the light on my wonderful embroidery machine back here. That's what, I shave my head before every episode just to make sure, and you never see it, but it's a fresh shave. But thank you for going to www.itsallcap. They are the sponsors for the episode. If you type in It's All Cap, I'll get you a 10% discount on any hat. So It's All Cap discount code. Thank you. I'm never good at ending the podcast. So I'll just say, if you're seeing this on YouTube, hit the like button. I hate it. Hit the like button. Gently touch the like button. Gently touch the subscribe button. Ask for consent first. And hit the notification for bells. If you're listening to this, share the podcast. Leave a comment. Leave a review. That gets me in a good spot. And if you're seeing this on TikTok, just double tap the screen. And have a safe week and weekend. If you're going down to Soulard Mardi Gras, if you see me, holla at your boy. Have a safe time. Have a good time. Do not drink and drive. And I will see you on the next episode of Rent Free with Tech Supreme. Peace.
Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Rent free. Lives in your head rent free.